Now, if you're thinking about getting involved in this technology, there's a whole lot of people that you can talk to, and everybody's going to have an opinion, and they're worth just about what you pay for them. Utility companies, you want to talk to a utility company and see what they think about this. Now, their utility company, back whenever they had demand problems, it was they were really interested in this technology because it does cut demand. When it's 0 or -5 degrees outside, and the ground is 30 or 40 degrees or 50 degrees warmer than that, then the demand to the electric utility company is off of that. The real trick that you have with working with utility companies is say, I got this technology. I think we can cut your revenue by 30%. Now that's the sell. But you've also got to be able to tell these people that if you put in ground source heat pumps out there for people who are heating their homes electrically, you can, because of the demand reduction you can get with a ground source heat pump, you can serve 2 customers with the same utility grid. Okay, that's the advantage, is that you can have 2 customers, which generate more revenue than the 30% you lost from one. So, but utility companies generally, they're promoting anything that'll give them an advantage over their competitor, mainly the gas company. Installation contractors or dealers, and now these are the people that, that's where, what do we say, where the rubber hits the road. These are the people that have to go ahead and get these things installed, get the pipe buried underground, make sure that it's done appropriately. They're the ones that have to make a living at it. If we don't allow them to make a living, they're not going to be in the business, and then we don't even have a chance to buy one if we wanted one. So the contractors and dealers are really important. My experience tells me that you get a local contractor that gets excited about this, he'll take the business, and he'll make it work, and he'll make it grow. I know in our own local city here, about 30,000 or 50,000, depends on whose numbers you're listening to, whether we count the students here at Oklahoma State University. One contractor does almost the majority of the business. We do, however, see other contractors coming in now at very competitive prices. Heat pump manufacturers, distributors, we have good enough heat pumps. You don't have to worry about a breakthrough in heat pumps. There are good heat pumps out there. They're reliable. If we had a heat pump that was installed 25 years ago that's still operating today, that means that we've known how to build heat pumps for 25 years. So the heat pump manufacturers have done their jobs. You're not going to expect just a whole lot of improvement in efficiency over what we have right now. You do get some big efficiency improvements with some of the new variable capacity machines, where a lot of times you get the increased efficiency in the low speed, where a lot of the cooling occurs, and the higher efficiency occurs. And so we've seen that as a big jump. The other place where the manufacturers have are water-to-water heat pumps with hydronic systems. Now, if you want to zone control air conditioning cycles, well, then you can do that with fan coil units, and you don't have to run the whole building at one time. Distributors are important. In some cases, distributors provide training. Plastic pipe manufacturers, you want to make sure that you get a plastic pipe that meets the IGSHPA installation standards. And it's not a sole source. There's a whole bunch of people offering high-density polyethylene pipe is what we're using, but the plastic pipe manufacturers have got a good product out there. It was developed originally for probably for natural gas distribution. It's a high-quality piping material, long life. It's going to outlast you, and I don't even know how young you are, but it'll be there in the ground longer than you're going to be alive. And when we heat fuse that pipe together, well, then the pipe joint becomes stronger than the pipe itself, because as you fuse that pipe together, the wall is doubled in not double, but it's thicker at that point than it is in the regular pipe material. And that done properly, that joint becomes stronger than the pipe itself. And if you try to pull that apart, the pipe will fail by stretching before the joint will come apart. So we'll show you some of those things as we go along during our show and tell times, because you probably get pretty tired of my face. You want to see some actual products. Trenching and drilling manufacturers, this country is in the oil exploration business. We know a lot about drilling. They know a lot about drilling around the world. I've seen everything from cable tools in China to big air rigs and wet rotary rigs here in the United States. And we have some drilling manufacturers are talking about drilling rates in reasonable soils, not rock, but maybe clay type soils and other soils, of drilling 5,000 foot of borehole a day per rig. Now that's a lot of drilling. I mean, nobody's sitting around doing, doing crosswords puzzles if you're drilling like that. Trenching manufacturers, there's a lot of systems installed using backhoes, chain trenchers. Other people involved in this are horizontal boring equipment, where you drill down horizontally, go underground 5 or 6 feet, come out, hook onto a loop, and pull it back into the ground. There are a large number of research organizations and professional associations. IGSHPA, I think, is probably one of the best ones. It's not the only one. We have a subcommittee in ASHRAE that looks at ground source heat pumps, and that is important, because that's another group of people that are tasked with the making sure that good products get out there and people can make reasonable decisions about what to select. Well, that's all we have in this particular section. There's more to come, but what I wanted to get over to today is the obvious advantages that you have in the underground environment by going to horizontal pipes placed in the underground, or vertical boreholes placed in the ground. It does cut this annual swing in temperatures, doesn't jump your efficiency, and like I said earlier in one of those slides, we are able to gain more energy from the ground than we lost in generation and transmission. So from an energy standpoint, we remain number one. And I appreciate the time you spent here listening to us talk.